Productions on the track.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Case Study QB, and we are the Political Junkies back at it again. What's going on, family? I got Bendone, Big Pun, Izzy, John, Carlitos in the building. Let me go around the horn as we start the pre-show. This is just the pre-show. The official show is going to start at 8 p.m., so in 13 minutes. But yeah, maybe I'll go around the horn in the actual show when we start. So we got a lot to talk about, and I'll talk about that then. What's going on, family?
What's up? What's going on, yo?
What's up,
How's everybody doing?
What's up, PM? What's happening?
All right, so I'm gonna share this real quick. I don't know if you guys can see it, how well you can see it. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit more. Boom. But basically, it says police are buying drones and armored vehicles with COVID relief funds. Come on. What's going on, fellas?
Reminds me I just recently saw the Residente This Is Not America video I think Carlito shared. And there's a shot of it where somebody, they're using police to kind of watch over. It looks like the favelas or something like that in Brazil. It's I'm telling you, art imitating life, imitating art is crazy, scary.
Are these drones for police use or they're for personal use?
No, I guess the police is having fun with it. I don't know if they're gonna add a taser to the drone.
I mean,
and then they're gonna be.
Didn't I mention this last time? We talked about the whole dogs and the Boston Dynamics dogs, and they were using them for search things. And I said, yo, it's only a matter of time before they realize that they can use it for something else. And then, boom, there you go.
There it is. All right, I'm going to show a video. So, no chatting real quick. This is my buddy that I interviewed about a year ago, but we just kept in contact for a while. And I had a interview with her recently as well. But this is her. Basically, she's running for state office at the state level. And let me know if you recognize anybody here.
They say that we are divided people, so I must ask, who among us does not need clean water or air? Who does not need housing or a stable, safe environment to grow in and raise a family in? Who does not need good schools to send their kids to and a job that can support them and a family? Don't we all need these things? My name is Kimberly, and I'm a working-class Rhode Islander running for State Rep District 62. Struggle and precarity abound in the lives of the vast majority of people in the state, not because it needs to be this way, but because those we've entrusted power to have actively sought to leave working people behind. It's time that the state reinvests in its people, and it is time for someone who truly understands what it's like to struggle, to work a minimum wage job, to work incredible hours and still not have enough. It is time that working families rise to dominate our political sphere, for we working people are the overwhelming majority.
Right.
We can be bold. We can be ambitious. Are you ready then to join the movement?
Yeah, Kimberly.
Let me find out.
Man.
In case
That's
we
awesome.
commercials.
Hey, I was like,
that's an awkward
you need
flex,
permission to ask for me to be in the video. She needed to give me a bag. No, I was just kidding. But
You got your SAG card. You gotta get an agent.
Nah, but I told her it's much love, and it was really cool to be in that video. And I really am pulling for her. Maybe we got to get her on the show, on the PJ show one of these days. But she's a real one. She was a DSA organizer. She's really involved in politics, and she's really a true black socialist. Like I would almost put her in the vein of like Black Panthers, because she really ruffles the feathers of the establishment Democrats, especially. That's why we need to support her as much as we can, that much more, because when you're not going along with the establishment, they're not going to fundraise for you. They're not going to, give you the resources that you need. So definitely look her up, Kimberly DeCoupre, and give her some love.
That's great. Congrats.
Nice.
Ooh, peoples. All right. What time we got? Got 9 minutes.
8 minutes, huh?
Or 8 minutes. What else we got going on here? I got a couple of videos queued up for when we run out of stuff.
Is it
the end? But it's the pre-show. Anybody want to talk about anything? I do got one more thing. I got one more thing I want to talk about. Actually, I just thought about it. So we talked about the Will Smith, the smack heard around the world. I'm not going to go back into that necessarily, but something came out that we didn't get a chance to cover because it came out later after the show. What did the cops do when they saw what happened? They came on the scene. Apparently, according to Will Pecker, who was the producer of the
Will Pecker,
the cops came and asked, "Hey, what do you want us to do? Do you want us to arrest them?" What the hell do cops ask? When do we need to arrest somebody? Don't they just go and arrest them?
Right. Well, what I heard was that they asked Rock if he wanted to press charges, and since he didn't, that's why they didn't arrest him. But there were too many witnesses to see that what went down needed an arrest.
Yeah, but not only that though, I've heard of situations where the victim or say, "Hey, I don't want to press charges," but then on behalf of the people, like the people versus Will Smith, it would be they still prosecute, right?
Well, I think that's what happens in domestic violence cases, if I'm not mistaken, right? Somebody goes, right? Somebody, all right, you did it. I heard that you did it, so let's go, or whatever. And I guess it's also a protection thing. So, my whole thing is like, but I don't want to get into it because we spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah, we did spend a lot of time. I just wanted to bring up that one little minute.
Yeah. But it's stupidity and it's Hollywood stuff or whatever. I heard they went to his house anyway. So
really? I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah. So afterwards. So whatever, man.
I mean, they investigate when they feel like it, and it's the same thing with prosecutors. They have, I forgot the term they use. Please. They can decide whether they want to press charges or not, or not press charges, but prosecute somebody or not, or indict them or not. So they have the option to do things like that. And as we know, one big example is, with Donald Trump. We got all this financial crimes evidence, and they're like, you know what, we're not going to prosecute them. And then we have some attorneys that just quit over it. So they could do what they want when they feel like it, but they just choose to do it, in opportune times. So let's just say
100%.
The rich and powerful have a different set of rules.
Yeah,
you and I get arrested.
Pretty much.
So while we're still in the pre-show, let's talk about Elon Musk. He bought a huge stake. Apparently, it was like only 9%, 9.2%
in Twitter.
Of Twitter. Of Twitter.
Correct.
And apparently, what's his name? Dorsey, the original founder. What's his first name?
Jack.
And why can't Jack? Yes.
Jack Dorsey.
He owns like only 2%. I was like, what? What's going on? So
he's the largest single shareholder now.
Yeah. So does that mean he has complete control of Twitter now? I'm just curious if anybody.
That means Trump is coming back.
Trump is coming back.
Oh yeah, because he was talking about free speech. He was concerned about free speech.
Yeah. Well, he's about to start his own app, his own social media app.
He did a poll. And there was like 2 million people voted, and 70% said that Twitter doesn't have something. So then he just went and bought 9% of it. So
must be nice.
It'll be interesting times.
Must be.
Now, I still think that there are going to be restrictions. I don't believe him. I don't believe him that he's going to let it go wild. What you guys think? You think?
Imagine if he was to try to force Twitter to like allow carte blanche on everything. They're going to start talking crap about him. He ain't going to go for it. Just like when there was this kid that had was tracking his jet, right? He was like, "Give me some, like I'll give you $1,000."
It was like 5K.
Yeah, before, and he's like, "Nah, give me like this much, and then I'll stop." And he was like, "Nah." he didn't want his stuff tracked, even though it's private information, whatever it's in the sky, FCC or FAA, whatever. So he's not for free speech all the time.
Yeah.
So he's just a hypocrite.
He's a rich billionaire, so I really doubted that he would actually adhere to.
Is that though different? Free speech versus privacy?
Say that question again.
Because to Carlito's example, isn't that a difference between free speech and privacy?
Well, not if you're flying the airways.
The kid was tracking where he was going, so to some extent, it's
so basically doxing him in real time.
Right.
I mean, if you have,
can you dox someone with public info? Like
yeah. You're concerned of people. You're concerned of people googling me.
Nah, because
is that doxing still?
There's no like expectation of privacy in public. Like that's the same way if you're like in the street, people could just be filming and you walk by, whatever. They could do that.
Yeah, but I think that this thing tracked his whereabouts.
Yeah,
like you normally
right.
Yeah, right. So I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if that's the same, right?
If it's illegal or something, he could easily assume something.
You could track it.
No, it's not like he tracked it like by putting a bug on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like he tracked it.
And my point is that really freedom of speech versus just privacy concerns?
I mean, he's concerned about his privacy, but at the same time, if you're concerned about your privacy, pay $50,000. That's like pennies to you. You know what? All the kid was asking was for $50,000. That's literally nothing.
So give into blackmail.
It's the principality.
If it's publicly available information, because you're supposed to, like when you're flying jets and whatever, you're supposed to register with the FAA, like saying where you're going to be, so there's no accidents up in the air.
There's a flight plan. There's a whole thing. There's a transponder. We get that. But now everybody knows where you are every time, all the time on a private flight. You know what I'm saying? It's like
everybody. That's the price of being famous.
Yeah.
I was about to ask that question. Is he considered a public figure?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Not like a government public figure. I mean, a celebrity like
not an elected public. He's not Chuck Schumer. You know what I mean?
So is there levels to this? Because I'm thinking
he's all in Twitter, out there. He's doing interviews all the time in all kinds of places.
There's definite levels. If I tried to track Chuck Schumer's whereabouts and I made it public, somebody would knock on my door, I think.
I don't know, because they're supposed to say everybody where they are.
They're supposed to fly in commercial, right? So they don't fly commercial.
Supposedly,
no, but politicians,
a politician?
They have schedules out. They already tell people where they are. They put the schedules everywhere where they're going to be, and as public paid employees, they're supposed to say a lot of that.
Hold on, there's a public transponder signal for Air Force One, really? I can get on the air. I can get on the web right now and find out what Air Force.
That's a national security issue. That's different.
So wait, so you're comparing Elon Musk to the president?
Because we're talking. I'm comparing a public figure to a public figure. Follow the bouncy ball, my friend. Is a public figure the same as a celebrity public figure? The same as elected public figure? That's
no, of course not.
No.
An elected public figure have even less expectation of privacy.
This is it. Only took you 4 shows to have your first gay moment.
With that said, let's start the show.
Well, all right.
You're doing a good job for Gabe today. You're doing a good job for Gabe today.
Shout out to Gabe.
Productions on the
Yeah. Back at it again. What's going on, everybody? This is Case Study QB, and we are the Political Junkies. Just getting started, just coming out of the pre-show. Get into the real show, get into the nitty-gritty. Give you a couple things to look forward to. We got a couple articles discussing Joe Manchin and his corruption. We got, Jay-Z and his party that he had a union was protesting it. So we'll talk about that. And then the no-cow zone that might get a little spicy is AOC versus Crystal Ball. It's going to be interesting to see that some people are going to be for AOC, which I've never seen in independent media yet. Somebody defending AOC. So this might be the only place that has that. We'll see what happens versus Crystal Ball. So We'll get into that later on in No Cow Zone, otherwise known as No Cancel Zone, where we all remain friends. But I don't know if we're gonna be friends after this one. We'll see what happens. All right, let me go around the horn. Carlito first. What's going on, my man?
Yo, man, just getting over this cold, man. I'm still not 100, but you know the show must go on.
Your Hawks is doing pretty well, huh? Your man had like 40 points or something like that. Some crazy.
Yeah, he had like 11 points in 90 seconds to win the game. You know, you know what I'm saying? Not big.
That's cool. I'm glad that somebody here has a team in the playoffs. I'm not gonna talk about my Knicks here. I'm gonna keep it Big Pun.
What's up? What's going on? Thank you for having me back. I just had my Gabe moment. I had.
That's what it's the discrimination. Okay. They like to just label that.
All right. I'm just in an empty box. I filled it, and everybody Gabe vibes. All right, whatever. Hi, everybody.
But yo, I think, hey guys, can we officially make Big Pun a PJ? I think it's official at this point.
Snap!
We could anoint him. We could give him the PJ chain.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know.
Give you the PJ chain.
If you're gonna fill out the Gabe role, I don't know.
I don't want to fill the Gabe role, but I'm just saying. Somebody just said Gabe vibes. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? I got lights for this, man. I got lights for this.
He's a professional. He's got the lights. He got the professional mic. Come on.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Let's do it. Izzy, what's going on, my man?
I'm pretty good. I'm gonna officially welcome you, Pun, to the crew, because if it took this many episodes to have a Gabe moment, that's impressive.
That's it. It took this many. I'm gonna avoid him now. Now that I know what it is.
John, what's going on? I see you.
What's up? Happy Monday. Shout out to remember Ali Dalsheimer. She came to our show. She was part of the new Green Deal champion. She was one of I think 50 candidates that got selected for that. So shout out to her.
Awesome. Definitely gotta reach out to her. Maybe have her back on the show as well. Link up with her. How you are you close to the campaign or anything? Can you?
I have talked to her a few times. We remain in touch and see she's doing. You know, as always, you know, Democrats makes it harder and harder, but she's doing the best she can, and yeah, we still in contact, and I'm trying to help her as much as I can with whatever I can.
Yeah, just for those who don't know, you could definitely see Ali Dulcimer on the peoplesgauntlet.com. Peoplesgauntlet.com. That is my initiative to try to hold candidates accountable, putting them on a record with all the left, the policies that the left care about, you know, Medicare for all, police reform, et cetera, and we want to hold their feet to the fire by declaring how they feel about those policies. Because if you go to a lot of these candidates go to their website, they don't even have an issues page. So it's like, how do we even know how they feel about various things? So definitely check out peoplesgauntlet.com, and we hope that it grows. We hope that we pressure more candidates to have to do it so that they can be held accountable. All right, Ben Doan, last person.
I'm feeling pretty good since Carlitos and I both didn't make it to the championship.
Excuse you?
We didn't make it to the championship. We didn't get the championship.
No, we didn't win the championship, but my team made it to the championship. See, that's like my team.
And what did they do?
Listen, that's like my team making it to the finals and yours losing in the first round. All right, that's a difference.
Second round.
Take control of your show.
That's a difference.
I don't. What sport are we even talking about right
now?
Call
of Duty.
Okay.
No. We're not talking about a sport. We're talking about a video game.
It's esport. It's esport.
Let me go to some exclusive. This is breaking news on Case Study on Political Junkies right now. I'm going to break. Somebody DM me this information.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm going to talk about it on the show. Okay. Now, you're not going to be able to really make it out, but I'll tell you what it is. This is a Buffalo Wild Wings employee. Okay. And he said that this is a sign or a document that they're giving to their employees to try to basically union bust,
right?
To try to prevent and try to demotivate employees of Buffalo Wild Wings from trying to form a union.
Right.
And basically, I'm not gonna read through the whole thing, but he sent this to me. They didn't want to reveal themselves because I was like, hey, if you have a tweet about this, I'll retweet it. But they were afraid about getting fired, so I said, okay, no problem. I'll just talk about it real quick. But Buffalo Wild Wings is one of those franchises. You know, the revolution is coming. The revolution is coming. I'm going to take off the share and here we go back to the screen. Chris Smalls was right. I maybe we'll play one of his videos that I really love what he said when CNBC host asked him, like, okay, now that you guys have a union, and by the way, we could talk about this too as well. That Staten Island is the first Amazon warehouse to form a union, and the next step is going to be negotiating, right? So the CNBC person said, hey, okay, so the next step, how are you going to negotiate? I forgot exactly. I'll play the video a little bit later, but basically Chris Moore said that no matter what, we're going to negotiate and we're going to get the co-op. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't want to butcher it. I'm going to bring it up later. Cool. Let's talk about the Staten Island. How you guys feel about the Amazon labor getting their first?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's obviously great. Can we also give a whole lot of credit to Chris Smalls? I mean, that guy, you know, he was not made for this role. He was not built for this role. He was kind of thrown into this role. You know, he was just a regular Joe like any one of us, you know, doing a regular job. And because he was fired, I mean, that ignited him into, I mean, a force. This guy's a force all on his own, you know?
Right. I mean,
I think he deserves a ton of credit.
He was built for this because look what he's doing. You know, it wasn't his choice, I guess, to start it all, but you know, he took it and you know, he's made for it. You know, he's making strides.
Yeah, I found the video that I was totally butchering, and I was totally messing up trying to bring that up. So here we go, and I'm going to bring up the sound on this as well.
Is now the man behind the movement, Amazon Labor Union President Chris Smalls. Chris, what a journey it has been for you. Let's go back to when you worked at the Staten Island warehouse. What did you see that made you and others realize that this was needed and a worthy objective?
Yeah, well, my journey started 2 years ago when I led a walkout over COVID-19 after Amazon failed to protect us. You know, we had no PPE, no facial masks. No cleaning supplies, no real guidance, no social distancing. And I tried to go through the proper channels, but the company neglected to, hear us out. And ultimately, they just wanted to stop me from organizing by quarantining just me and nobody else. So I let that walkout, which terminated me 2 hours later. And from that moment, you know, I traveled the country, advocated for workers' rights. You know, I didn't give up, especially after Jeff Bezos himself signed up on a campaign calling me not smart or articulate to make me the face of the unionizing effort.
Yeah, and for our audience that may not know, you were described in a leaked memo, as you mentioned, as not smart or articulated. You were fired from Amazon. You were arrested once. How did that all play into sort of this growing?
All right, so this is a 7-minute interview, but I'm going to skip forward. Or, you know what, I could just read what he said. They asked, to what degree can you cooperate more? And he said, they don't have no choice. The revolution is here. We're going to organize, build buildings all across the nation. We've been contacted by workers all across the world. So, what you guys think?
How does this play out for a person that doesn't know? So, do they now need to go fight in other states to form a union, or now can they just join the New York one?
No, I think every Amazon location is going to need their own. I don't know how far this New York one would extend. I mean, there's only one Amazon location that I'm aware of in New York City anyway. So yeah, other states definitely going to have to form their own. I mean, you remember what happened? I'm
saying on this one, it's not even finished because now they have to negotiate with management for you know, the salaries and compensation and everything else. So they got to have basically a labor agreement established. So this is just the fight to even start a union. Now they got to have it, you know, the negotiation with management of how much, you know, they're going to get paid, you know, any benefits and things like that.
So does that mean that the employees are like not working right now until that's done, or they're like working with promises?
No, they must still be working. I'm assuming they're still working. They're just, you know, while they're working, they're negotiating. I mean, just like any union, right? Like when their contract, you know, expires, they negotiate for the next one.
I know there was another video where I think Case mentioned was a Bloomberg or something where the guy said that Amazon Bezos would have probably pick up and move the location, but this new CEO probably doesn't deal with that. So that would be interesting to see, like, if the CEO just plays those tactics, like, you know what, we're just gonna close down Long Island and move somewhere else.
Yeah, sorry guys, let me jump in here real quick. And so I found the exact spot of what the guy said. Let me show that, and then also I'm going to play that video later after you guys comment on this.
Movement. What's your approach from here? To what degree do you think you can cooperate more with Amazon leadership, or to what degree do you think that's wise?
Well, they don't have no choice. You know, the revolution is here. That's what we just witnessed on Friday. We're going to organize buildings all across the nation. You know, we in the last 72 hours, we've been contacted from workers all over the world. So they want to unionize. We're going to absolutely help them. We're going to get it done here in New York first. We have another election coming up in 3 weeks, so we're right back at the campaign, on the campaign trail. And once we're finished here in New York, we're going to spread just like the Starbucks movement is spreading across the nation.
Yeah. Power to the people, baby. Love it.
I mean, super courageous. I mean, for him to go up against a giant like this.
Yeah, not only that, big pun. I'm going to let you continue real quick. Mm-hmm. Labor's unions in New York didn't even want to mess with him. Like, that's why he had to start his own Amazon labor union. Go ahead, big pun.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? Because you think that a big union would go ahead and back him up and try to be part of this and grow the union with more members because there'd be a situation where they grow up. But they didn't. He did it on his own. He was successful. And now, wherever, I guess they could start a local of that union or in other locations and then join that union. So, yeah. And they're going to negotiate for wages, and it looks like they're going to get the 20-minute breaks back or whatever it is. But you think about a kid who, he's been working there, he's got fired and all this other stuff. He's got 3 kids. It's serious. So that's good for him. Good for him.
Just to break up the talk, we're still on Amazon, but I want to show how much the new CEO is making.
Over from him. Sticking with Amazon, the tech giant gave CEO Andy Jassy a pay package worth $212 million last year. Almost all of that came in a stock award, 61,000 shares. Those vest between next year and 2031. Jassy took over from Amazon founder Jeff Bezos back in July.
$212 million. Jeez.
That's nothing when you guys are all buying packages from them every day and supporting, You can easily pay someone $212 million. You guys are helping to support that paycheck. Aren't you proud?
Yeah. And you proud that you're helping buy Twitter?
Oh my God, helping buy Twitter. That makes no sense whatsoever. What a leap.
It's different. It's different.
That's the Gabe moment if I've ever heard one.
Another Gabe moment. There you go.
All right, let me break up the moment.
We don't say Gabe since he's in Florida.
All right, this is the video that John was talking about. Let me play this real quick. This is only a minute and 27 seconds. So I'll play the whole thing.
Ed, what kind of roadblocks do you think Amazon will throw up next, here and elsewhere?
Boy, we probably can't even conceive of what they'll resort to. If you look back across the arc of Amazon history, they've shut down facilities. They've walked away from facilities that have even attempted to organize. I don't think in 2022 under Andy Jassy, Amazon can or will do that. Although, frankly, a couple of years ago, they shut down, as you remember, Emily, the HQ2 project in Long Island City because basically it had become about unions. And Mayor at the time, Bill de Blasio, said, New York City is a union town, Amazon, you're going to have to accept it. And the next day they closed shop. So, but, Jassy's a little bit of a different CEO than Bezos. I don't think they'll do that, but I think they'll fight tooth and nail. I think these legal objections are just the beginning. I think bargaining tooth and nail for everything with Chris Smalls and his colleagues. We can certainly anticipate that. And maybe they don't reach a contract and maybe there's a strike and maybe Amazon resorts to replacement labor, and we have a big battle with the world watching. I really don't think they're going to allow Smalls and his union to kind of set an example, because they do view it as a little bit of an existential challenge for the company and the relationship they have with their 1 million+ workers.
Ed, what kind of roadblock?
Hold on. Didn't they still did like HQ2 like split between New York and the DMV anyway?
Yeah, they do have New York offices, not in the same place that they were going to go to originally. I think it's straight up in Manhattan this time, and then it's also in VA, I believe. John, I think it's
yeah. But it's not. The New York is just a satellite location. It's not HQ.
Yeah, it's not a full. Yeah, it's not a full.
Yeah. I mean, they still went there because they had to.
Still went there.
So whatever.
He's still paying taxes, I hope, at least.
And there was a particular politician that I remember being at the forefront of all those fights. Who was that again?
I give her credit for that. I give her AOC credit for fighting the good fight.
Oh, it was AOC. That's right. Yeah, I forgot.
I'm a nuanced guy. I could definitely give her credit for that. There's no problem with that.
I remember her getting killed because she was, you're driving away tax dollars from New York City.
Yeah, she's still remember that. And then, Case, do you remember any YouTubers being present for any of that? Because I can't really remember any YouTubers being present for that. I don't know if you can.
No, I don't know if any.
Nah, I can't either. Yeah, that's true. Damn.
I don't think they all live in New York, but yeah.
Oh, that's the reason why. Oh, what about in DC? What about were they fighting in the DC one? Even though they live in DC?
YouTubers in DC.
Oh, which ones? Do you remember like which ones in particular?
What event are we talking about though?
We really gonna do this right now? Any Amazon event. I'm just saying, any Amazon event. If you remember any of them.
Status Quo has been all over.
That's great. Status Quo is great. Yeah. Any others?
Awesome. Jordan Sheridan, got to give him credit.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit.
A lot of YouTubers have interviewed Chris Smalls. Chris Smalls interviewed Chris Smalls. As I'm going to show a video soon.
This is called deflection, right?
I know.
It talks about Chris Smalls.
Basically.
Who's deflecting? Me or is he?
You.
Let's get back into the show. All right. So I don't have anything else right now. We can go into Carlito's rundown. Ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, let's start with since we're giving out chains, The Rock. First story. JC's Oscar Gold Party picketed by Labor Union outside Chateau Marmont. Protesters didn't stop Emily Ratajkowski, Rosario Dawson, Michael B. Jordan, Zoe Kravitz, and plenty more from crossing the picket line. So there was who was it? There was one person that actually did said like, "Oh, never mind," and turned around in there. Remember who that was, Case?
Yeah, it was Ben Affleck's brother.
Who?
That did it.
Casey?
Casey Affleck. Yeah, there it is. Casey Affleck, after hearing about the protests from organizers, gave a thumbs up, turned away from the party. A rep for the protest also said that Lakeith Stanfield, I don't know.
Yes. He's from
who's that person, Big Pun?
He's a famous actor. He was in the movie with Chairman Fred.
I'll look it up. Oh, with Chairman Fred, really? So anyway, the person said, "I respect what y'all doing. It's unclear if he later went inside." Okay, so at least he acknowledged.
Yeah, he's in the movie Get Out, and he was also in the movie. Yeah, he's in Get Out.
Yeah,
and
he became famous.
Judas the Black Messiah.
The show Atlanta with Glover.
Right.
And he also did a anti-capitalist movie called
Yeah, I just added that to my list because it just finally came.
You watched it yet?
Nah.
Oh man, I can't think of it right now, but
like,
I'll give it to you guys later. But
check out Judas and the Black Messiah. It's a good movie.
Oh yeah, that one is there.
Is it just me, or I think they should do a whole TV show on the Black Panthers, like a series, like a deep dive.
I mean,
they do as much as show and everything.
Fire, because you could get a lot of seasons off of that.
Good.
I read a book called Black in the Empire, and it's all about the Black Panthers from their founding to their demise or the end of it.
Yeah. All right, Case, we don't need to see your Google searches.
Oh, can you see? You can still see my Google?
I see Lakeith. Yeah, I see Lakeith.
Yeah. No. I was on my other screen. I thought that you.
Oh no, I don't know what that was.
I was looking up Lakeith, and I'm looking up. Sorry to bother you. That's the name of it. Sorry to bother you. That's an anti-capitalist movie.
I thought Steve was saying sorry.
All right, let's go on. Let's continue.
So wait. So the party. So they had a picket line, right, outside Chateau Marmont.
Yeah, picket line. And
what was the protest about? I missed it.
So the union, they basically for better wages and benefits for the people that work there. And they asked Jay-Z to even move the party somewhere else, and he didn't. So they were picketing, and people were getting out of their limos and crossing the picket line to go to Jay-Z's party after the Oscars.
Wow.
Shocker that Jay-Z would be,
So let me ask you guys this question. Who are you most disappointed with? Which celebrity are you most? I'm disappointed with Michael B. Jordan. That's the person I'm disappointed with.
I don't know. They're celebrities, so
yeah.
They're on another level, man. The Chateau Marmont is an iconic place in Hollywood. Once he sends out invitations, do you want to be the guy who moves his Oscar party to another location last minute?
Yeah, the dude's a billionaire. He could do whatever the hell he wants.
But he didn't. So
that's why he's who
that's
I'm
what's up.
Disappointed in.
You know what I would do if I was Jay-Z? I would go to the union, whoever's organizing the union, and say, guys, where would you recommend me to go to? What's a union hotel that you recommend? And not only that, but I'm going to interview you, or I'm going to give you guys some love on my Twitter or my platform.
I don't expect any billionaire to walk out to any picket line to ask for advice on where I should move my Oscar party. I don't see that happening anytime, anywhere by anybody.
What do you mean? Isn't he an activist now? He joined forces with the NFL to really bring the black movement to the forefront. Isn't Jay-Z?
And that activism got us a great halftime show. So that's what that was about, because he was all about the halftime show being more inclusive. But that's
while he's getting a bag. While he's getting a bag,
and
while he might own a football, I wouldn't be surprised if he owns a football team in the future. So he worked.
You guys remember when he first joined that whole agreement? It was to support Black Lives Matter. It was to do this, and that. I mean, you remember that was the narrative that we were fed. Obviously, we knew it was BS.
He ain't saying nothing about support Union Lives Matter. He ain't saying nothing about that.
Yep.
So he's having his party and he don't care. So I'm not expecting a billionaire to come out and do that. Just not.
I don't.
It's not about that. It's not. But again, it's not just about a billionaire stuff. It's about who the billionaire is. You're going to say one thing and then you're going to act another.
Well, okay. So let me say this: like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they do a lot of charity work. They put their money where their mouth in a lot of things.
Agreed.
But we all know where he's coming from. He's a capitalist. So as far as unions, he probably doesn't care that much, or he might care, but he still want to do his thing. But if it was something about maybe the union people getting run over by the cops or the bosses, just being physically violent, he might do something there. But as far as just having a party and a famous place, he's not care. He might,
the bigger movements.
If Kim Kardashian showed up and went to the party, be like, I'm disappointed. You're here. You're for bail reform. What are you doing here? I mean, it's like everybody has their fight. So I don't expect somebody to go ahead and come out and do, okay, well, I'm going to move this down because, I'm with other things that I'm
just like Izzy's trying to buy Tesla.
Why are you guys coming with such weak arguments? I don't understand what these weak arguments are about.
He sounds angry. He's about to leave.
Listen, no. The thing is, with Jay-Z, nobody expects anything from him. That's it. Nobody expects anything from him. The only people that we might have some disappointment about is the actors, because they have actors union, so maybe them. That's about it.
I get that. All right, I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
Well, I do want to put back on one thing, Carlito, real quick, because you're like, oh, well, at least he does this, and that.
I'm not saying at least he does this. I was differentiating between him, doing some things that he does well, but he's always said he's a capitalist. So I could see him not giving a crap about this.
He was a capitalist once he made it, right? Because once he was coming up, he probably was not a capitalist.
No, he was a capitalist.
He's been a capitalist since Marcy.
1984.
He's been a capitalist since the Marcy project.
Ever since he was a pharmaceutical engineer.
No. He had more business acumen than a lot of people. Put it like that.
All right, Carlito.
All right, let's go to the next story, man.
Maine.
This is, I forgot to mention, though, the last story was in the Hollywood Reporter with Gary Baum. Credit where it's due. This next story, biggest fraud in a generation, the looting of the COVID relief plan known as PPP.
Playing video.
What's that video?
Oh, no, I'm not playing video.
Somebody is.
Echo.
My bad. Let me see.
Check.
Now we're good.
All right. So it says the official in charge of COVID relief tells NBC News Lester Holt that programs like PPP were structured in ways that were an invitation to fraudsters. This is NBC, and the story is by Ken Delanian and Laura Strickler. So we know the PPP to help businesses help employers keep employees paid while they were going through economic downturn because of COVID. But a lot of people used it to buy mansions, cars, Ferraris, whatever. I remember the Lakers were one of the people like taking PPP, but after pushback, I think they gave the money back. But it's like, why do these people even need this? So, I mean, Bedon, what you think about billionaires, millionaires taking money that's supposed to go to unemployed people?
Scroll down, case a little bit.
Yeah.
The reason why they did this is the same reason. Stop right there. That Izzy's pre-ordered a Tesla. They're trying to save the environment. They're trying to save the environment by getting lots of Teslas.
Oh my God. That's your take.
Yo, I'm gonna do this for you. This for you, Izzy.
Yeah, wow.
This for you, Izzy.
Yeah, thanks. This is just hold on real quick.
All right.
It's like, I mean,
now that we're getting to good, valid points.
Going back to it, I think the fact that the lack of oversight for this is just amazing, right? Because you had everyone and their mother applying for a PPE loan, and everyone was having fireworks, everyone was having seafood boils, everyone was on IG taking pictures, living their lives. And then now they're getting called. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that with that money."
Yeah, well, let's not say everybody, because I remember all the stories back then that there was a lot of minority businesses that couldn't even get their applications through, and the banks were actually calling up like their best customers to get ahead of the line. So it's not.
I remember the Lakers. The Lakers got like $1 million from the PPP. Also, they had to give it back because they got shamed to give it back.
Is this shocking that a millionaire would take advantage of something, and even though it's supposed to not benefit them, and use it for their benefit? What's the shock here? What is the shock?
101.
And the sad part is the whole thing that the government tries to do something, and then it ends up being horrible. It just ends up being horrible, right? Like, this is supposed to aid you, it's supposed to help, but it was supposed to aid small businesses mostly. Since when is the Lakers a small business?
Right.
They're an LLC.
and that's ultimately my problem, right? Because I don't have a problem with the government going ahead and helping people out. But why are people that make money hand over fist at this level, right, even being offered this type of help?
Hey, like you see Jordan Deck in the chat said Tom Brady got PPP and bought a boat with the money.
Come on now.
What you think about that, Bedon? Brady fan.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Is that better than getting a Tesla?
Yeah. He got nothing. Look, he's drinking his water. He's like, "Oh, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty."
By the way, another thing, real quick. By the way, point to the one relief program for wherever tragedy was involved, where there wasn't corruption discovered. You won't. 9/11, same thing. Anything that has to do earthquake relief, whatever. You always find somebody with their hand in the till wherever there's something like that going on.
You know, and you're 100%, Pun. The thing is that I don't like, because there's always going to be people trying to get take advantage of something everywhere. The thing is who's going to be held accountable? You know, that's the thing.
If you pay the money back, that's the accountability.
Pay the money back. If I steal something from Walmart, it don't matter if I give it back. They're going to send the cops at me.
I 100% agree with you, but that only works again for certain people.
Exactly. And that's the point. So I don't have a problem with the program. I don't have a problem. Like, I have a problem with people stealing because we know they're going to try. I have a problem with the selective enforcement afterwards.
You know, again, I think that when it comes to restitution, I think the government then goes, oh, okay, and it's all right. I remember there was a huge case of social services welfare fraud in upstate New York, right? And it's always like they're always pointing the finger at, oh, it's minorities, it's people, you know, black and brown people. This case was one of the largest cases of welfare fraud was perpetrated by the upstate community of New York. I think it was the Hasidic Jewish community. All right. They got a lawyer, they got representation, they paid back the restitution of whatever it is they stole, and nobody went to prison, by the way. So that's ultimately at the end of the day, it's like if the government goes ahead and gets paid, you make restitution or whatever it is, they usually don't really look to put people in prison sometimes. Unless you're broke and you're brown.
If you're the one taking like a few dollars of, you know, that's, you know, like another example is Rick Scott, who's a senator in Florida. He was ex-governor, right?
Yeah, he's
so at the time when you know, when he was in private business, his company at the time had the largest like fraud fines for stealing money from the government for like Medicare. And stuff like that.
Yeah. I think he still has the record, I think.
And he's trying to put up laws now to say that even the poor people should pay taxes and have skin in the game. Where's the skin in his game? How come he never went to jail?
Again.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's why billionaires shouldn't exist.
Let's all calm down before we go down that rabbit hole. Calm down. I was here.
Wait, Big Pun. Wait, I don't think I know your opinion of this one.
That's why I brought it up, Pun.
All right, wait, hold on.
The richer you are, the more you get away with.
Listen, with great power comes great responsibility. All I'm saying is, you can be a billionaire. You can be a billionaire, but you know you have to be subject to the same rules that everybody else. You stole something, you're gonna do. Well, look at this. No.
Billionaires should not exist.
You know what it is. You know why I personally say that, Pun.
It's because power for one person, Big Pun.
No, it's not even that. It's because I do not know of a single billionaire that didn't get there by some kind of exploitation. Exactly. I don't know one personally.
Well, that's capitalism. What does that mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Just outlawing the top guys of capitalism, not the the lower guys of capitalism.
Yes.
Oh,
democratic capitalism. Yes.
Listen, again, make it a sliding scale. You're up higher, you pay more. As you go down, you pay less. That's it. You got to pay a certain amount. If you didn't pay tax and you make $11 billion a minute, I think you should go ahead and open a school or feed some kids or do something. Something has to be put in place.
Let me ask you, Pun. So are you okay with billionaires exploiting labor in order to become billionaires?
I'm not okay with anybody exploiting anyone. What I'm trying to tell you is that they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. They're already here. I think you should go ahead and put things in place. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? What are you going to do?
I'm saying you going to the Bronx side. I'm talking about just taxing them until they're not billionaires anymore.
Well, but tax the crap out of them. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not saying don't. I'm saying you're still going to have a billionaire. This billionaires
I don't know.
Even if you pay tax.
No, I don't know.
You're trying to tax them out of existence?
What I'm saying is, Pun, if you actually regulate the ways that they become billionaires by exploitation, they wouldn't even be billionaires in the first place.
But they don't.
Well, that's the point. I'm saying if we want to solve it, you tax the crap out of them and you fix all those loopholes. I'm not saying you're just going to go and kill all the billionaires that be done.
Well, I don't know what was going on here. Next thing you know, like all the billionaires on the train going somewhere. I don't even know where it was going. All I'm saying, because I've seen this movie.
Listen,
the guy that goes, "Let's get rid of him." It's like, hey, that's not a good thought. Listen,
that's a
you
great
know,
thought.
I'm just listen.
I mean, hey, that's a.
Are you going to get rid of all the Walmart, the Waltons? That's how you're going to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me? They would be the first ones to go.
I understand, but it ain't going to go down like that.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're on the topic. Saying how we gonna get rid of them? We're not saying like nobody here is saying we're gonna put them in a concentration camp. And
I'm just saying, Nick, we just gotta get rid of them. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you guys talking about?
I told you how you by taxes and fixing loopholes and having things like unions so employees don't get exploited. You know that way.
And also eating them, but that's it.
Wow.
Go ahead, Big Pun, and then I want to bring up a point.
I
want to bring up a point real quick. So we see how our government, you know, they're so for the most part, and they capitalist, anti-socialist. But then when it comes to going against Russia, and they go by all the Russian oligarchs, they're seizing their yachts, and they're doing all. Which I'm not against seizing the yachts. You know, I want to target the rich of the other country and not sanction the poor people, regular people. So I'm for that. But you see how quick they become socialists by taking away the yachts of the rich oligarchs of Russia.
If you've sold AK-47s to get a yacht, yeah, you should take that yacht. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is what I'm. You know, how you going to tax?
I agree with that.
Like, what are you going to do with this?
So
like,
if you illegal activities, Jeff Bezos off the backs of like exploited workers, and you get a yacht,
so then tax the crap out of them. But
Take
I'm
the
saying
yacht.
the oligarchs are like, I just sold. I sold hand grenades. How you going to tax that?
Well, you know, technically, you're supposed to report your illegal activity.
Wait on that, though. Wait on that, though.
I mean, there's a story. As a matter of fact, I read today about this. She was like a finance executive at Yale, I think it was, and over 10 years, she stole $40 million because expenses under $10,000, she didn't have to, get approval from anybody else. So she buying a bunch of computer equipment, technical equipment, sending it to somebody to sell it off on the internet somewhere, give them a cut, and then make $40 million over there. So she's getting, prosecuted obviously for stealing that money, but also for not giving the IRS $6 million in taxes from her legal activity.
Wow. Once again, I always say Michael Vick didn't go to jail for some dogs. Michael Vick went to jail because he didn't pay his cut off the top of the gambling money he was making off of the fighting dogs. It's all about taxes. I'm telling you. And when you go around.
So that's what I'm saying. You technically, illegal activity, you get taxed on it too.
Technically,
But one messed up thing about that story too, though, is that the thing we were talking about, different rules for different people. She put up $1 million bond and she's out free chilling.
Wow.
So she used the crooked money to go up.
Well, that's part of it. See, now this is the one thing I don't understand.
That's America.
If you steal a whole bunch of money, why are you using the money you stole to even get out of bond or whatever, or to pay your restitution?
She's gonna say, well, that's different money. That's the money that I earned. The legal money is the one on the yachts and the Teslas.
Politicians steal money every day. Look at all that inside trading they do, all those stocks that they be buying before anything goes up.
Yeah, technically that's not illegal.
I think it's the Purdue family that sold all the fentanyl and all the the drugs, the legal drugs. And when they did the settlement, they got paid more from all the illegal drugs that they sold. And then the settlement was just
a Sackler family. Maybe?
No one went to jail. By the way, no one went to jail.
And nobody went to jail. They just settled.
It's easy for you to go to jail for stealing a candy bar than for this.
But you got to be black and poor. So you have to add that.
With no representation. Just
listen. I joke about this with my kids sometimes. Maybe it's not a good joke, but I tell them, listen, if you're going to be a criminal, you better get your education. You go to Wall Street or something like that.
Right. Embezzle.
Still, don't waste your time in nickel and diamond. You go big.
Right.
So they put up for the lawyers, you get away.
I'll be more mad at you if you get arrested for knocking over a liquor store.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
That's dumb. You owe 15 years for that.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's get to the next.
You know, you could do 6 months of Club Fed and put me through retirement.
Well, white collar crime. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
All right, Carlito.
Ooh, I don't hear your case.
Are you muted?
No, he said, all right, Carlito.
He said, all right, Carlito.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Next article.
Next article. A stunning portrait of political corruption, exactly how Joe Manchin made millions from coal, by Merrill Fair at Salon. So we know Joe Manchin, you know, he's a stand-up guy. He'll never do anything
stand up, I guess.
That's, you know, strictly for his own interests. So that's why you know, he wants the US to, you know, sell more gas and oil and coal, all kinds of stuff, and makes all these laws against the environment. You know, and it's not because his family makes money from coal and always has been. Like I'm right. I'm not lying, right? Pun. I don't know.
West Virginia is a big coal state, isn't it?
Yeah.
But let's not go too far, right? This is why like you know, the Democrats are, when you look at it, it's just what committee you see the share of?
Energy.
He's like the climate and change committee or something like that. Like he's the share of that. So a guy that has all these business,
the coal guy,
his company's like, I think it's like $500 million worth of stuff. He and Chuck and company don't remove him from that committee. So what do you think? They're ever going to change anything? So talk about corruption and stealing people's money right there in the face, and it's just like every day in Washington.
How long's Mr. Manchin been representing the people of West Virginia?
Too damn long.
He was a governor.
He's another one of those dudes.
He was a governor before he became a senator, right?
So Manchin's one of those old school guard, one of the old guard dudes, right? Which I think that, you know, that's another thing. You talk about loopholes. Listen, go with this. There's got to be some term limits. You can't let the old guy that has been the number one coal guy to be the head of it.
Yeah, this is not even about term limits. This is about conflict of interest.
Well, that too, but he wouldn't be there if he, you know what I'm saying? It's like
term limits don't do anything. You know, that's a disagreement we had before.
You don't think so?
You know, like it's fine, we could have them, but I don't think that's going to solve anything because, you know, somebody could just come in, do their dirt for like some people, you know, might be a CEO of a company. They go work for the government a couple of years and then come back. They just give them like their golden parachute, go to work for the government, put on rules that help them deregulate, and then go back to work. You know, term limit is not going to do anything if they're just there to destroy regulations for 4 years and bounce.
But he's going to at least change some stuff, because look, again, this goes back also to the leadership, right? Yeah. Chuck is the leader of the Democratic Party. Why are they having this guy in that committee? It's totally a conflict of interest.
The conflict of interest part, that's the thing that needs to get rid of, because that goes along with the whole stocks thing you were talking about. You know, you shouldn't be making laws, you know, where the laws that you make are gonna increase, you know, the size of your pocket. You know, you should divest. You shouldn't be in committees where you're making laws that make your coal company money over years by deregulating things like that. You know, it's just, you know, it's common sense for anybody really. The only reason that it keeps happening is because people make money from it. And nobody's going to change anything where they benefit themselves from.
Y'all worried about the billionaires, not these guys, right?
Now we're about them too, because they help.
Yeah, we worry about these guys too.
So this is the guys that the billionaire buys.
Yeah.
So if
by the way,
don't have money to buy them,
gotta start somewhere. Before
right?
you pull the train up, you know, and get everybody.
By the way, West Virginians, they know how to pick them, because their current governor, I think his name is Jim Justice. Guess who he is? Another billionaire. He's a coal billionaire.
Again, I mean,
hey, and that's a problem with, you know, the finance reform, money out of politics. That's my number one issue. because the people that could afford to run are usually billionaires and millionaires. They're the ones that could get ads everywhere. There's the ones, we heard stories about people when they want to get somebody to run or they want to run or they want to get an endorsement. The first thing they ask them is like, who do you know? How much money can you raise?
Yeah, they say go to your phone book on your phone and tell me how much money can you raise from your contact list.
And it shouldn't be about that. Shouldn't be about that.
It shouldn't be about that.
Yeah, but I hear you.
And you always get you even get this organization that be like, well, that candidate only raised 70,000, so therefore we don't even bother looking at them or even endorsing them.
Shouldn't be about that, right?
100%. Public financing. That's what we need. Public financing.
All right, let's move on.
Yes.
Next story. Myocarditis risk higher after COVID infection than Pfizer or Moderna vaccination. CDC finds by Spencer Kimball at CNBC. So, water is wet, sky is blue, like duh. But just to convince more people, it's another study. They followed how many people?
It was millions.
Yeah, it was millions of people. The CDC examined the electronic health records of more than 15 million people ages 5 and older across 40 healthcare systems from January 2021 through January 2022. Studies study the risk of developing a cardiac condition after COVID infection compared to the first and second doses of Pfizer and Moderna's.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they say? 5.6 times higher risk compared to the vaccine and up to 69 times higher risk when you get an infection. 5.6 to 69 times higher chances of catching it. And if you get myocarditis from vaccine, you heal faster and you don't have effects afterwards. So this is for all the people that can
science sucks.
Even crap. Like, I want to say this should be close the book on it, but we know that they never care about the truth in the first place.
Right.
It's about being grifters. But what you think about this, Izzy?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously the biggest thing that Rogan and his stupid people were trying to push to say, why you shouldn't get it or why you should second guess it or whatever. Obviously, that was debunked very quickly on his own show by himself, just by reading something once. But this is a much bigger study. This is across all age groups, across all genders. Like, I mean, this is as complete as it gets. And it's now the second big study that has basically debunked something from these idiots on what I'm going to call the right, that are just anti-vaxxers. First it was the ivermectin study, and now this one. Like, it's just common sense. If you just use a little bit of common sense, and you wait for the science to do its job, we'll get to these answers that are basically obvious to all the rest of us who are morons.
Yeah. On the flip side of this, the fourth shot has been cleared now for folks that are older and immunocompromised.
Yeah, I mean, because this is gonna be like the flu, man. It's gonna be a yearly thing, as far as that's what I think. But people out there running around like it's over, So
you wonder if these anti-vaxxers, right, have had children in the middle of all this. And then they go, yes, okay, so we're going to do standard vaccines. We're going to give one for polio. Oh, no. Don't do that to my child. Really?
I think a lot of them do. Yeah. I mean, we see the way measles and mumps, started coming back after all these, especially these California moms stopped vaccinating their kids, Yeah,
there was a big crossover with like the health nuts, the yoga nuts, that were like, fanatic level into the anti-vaxxer community and QAnon type stuff. So, there's some of them that basically are putting their kids at risk of dying right now.
Perfect.
There was that guy, right, in Europe. I want to say Germany, but I could be wrong, right? That took like 70 vaccine shots.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. It was 90 doses for the money. That's what it was. Something like that. It was
crazy.
So he did it so he could.
Cards.
Right.
Right, you get the freight cards, but he was selling the cards.
No, it was a real card.
Right. Well, it was a real card, so he could sell it to somebody who didn't have it, basically.
Right.
So So that's what's ultimately fake. But
so you have a real like registration number. Like, yeah, it's a real car. Somebody got vaccinated.
That guy should be up for a study. He's got like 90 doses. Like, how you doing?
It's super immune.
Super immune. I mean, what else is going on?
Yo, you know what? No, this is perfect. Look at this. All these idiots talking about one vaccine, one shot is going to kill me. You don't know. This guy got 90 and he's walking around fine. That's proof right there. That's proof right there.
All right, let's go to the chat. I didn't even chat. Shout out the chat all show. So let me give the chat some love. Much love to PJ Holly Horn. Where Pelgrim, much love to you. I know Steve is in the building. Jordan, Deck, much love to you. And Mia, I know you're out there somewhere. Much love to you.
Mike's cutting out.
Yeah. Steve said the new age hippies in California rubbing berries on their kids to protect them against polio and measles. That's better than rubbing some tussin on it.
Mo Tussin.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check on my my mic is it still cutting out even now?
You're good now.
Okay. I don't know what happened there, but we're gonna go on to we got 8 minutes left, so we gotta go to No Cow Zone, and I'm going to set this all up. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just play this video because I'm going to set up my case for, this basically the No Cow Zone is AOC and Crystal Ball got into a little Twitter spat. You know what? Let me set that up first before we go into the video. And I'm going to show this screen right here. Boom. Right. And basically it starts off with AOC, Amazon Labor Union. She retweeted that they won and she put out the strong arms. Right. Then Crystal Ball came in and said, here's the guy who organized the union drive talking about how you left them high and dry. These are your constituents and you couldn't be bothered to show up until they're on their cuffs of victory. Now I'm just going to read one more tweet. This is AOC's response. The warehouse isn't in my district, and maybe you should look at a map before claiming so. One scheduling conflict aside, we have requested oversight investigations into Amazon, met with Amazon workers in the Woodside warehouses, and more. Hope you do more due diligence next time. So I want to be fair. I want to give both sides to this situation, but you want to jump in here, Raph?
No, I'm good.
Okay, my bad. All right, so let me go ahead and play this video real quick. I gotta.
Okay.
Crystal Ball is looking for views.
Content.
Democratic Party when it comes to the issue of labor rights?
Well, right now, there's a lot of buzz online about, who supported, who didn't. And I want to clear the air on that. They didn't support us. And that's just a fact. I know who was here on the ground with me every day. I know who came out to support us at our rallies, and it wasn't them. And it's not just them. It's a lot more people that are out there that obviously didn't show up for these workers here in Staten Island. And it's a shame that, they wait until, we get to an election and we actually are victorious to come out and show their support, something that they could have done 11 months ago when this campaign first started. So I'm just hoping that they can redeem themselves. This is a marathon. I don't have any ill will towards any of them. I just want them to do right by their constituents. We're here in New York. Doesn't matter what district you come from. Doesn't matter what district this building is in. These are all New Yorkers traveling from all boroughs. I know 8,300 of them. I know where they live. And I can tell you they absolutely represent these, the politicians that they elected. So, they all need to step up. And I'm talking to every last one of them. They all need to step up and make sure that they are taking care of these people.
Man, this was the quickest No Cow Zone. I just dropped the mic. Okay, we can end the show.
What's your case? What's your point? What is it?
My point is AOC she could have gave more support. I'm not going to be a fraud squad person. I'm not going to say AOC is completely bad at all times. In this incident, in this No Cow Zone, where she's coming in the 11th hour, you know,
all right,
to give props.
Wait.
We needed her 11 months ago.
Hold
on, John. We needed her 11 months ago to show her 12 million Twitter followers
to retweet
show some love. Yes. All right, now go ahead.
Okay, so wait, you're not allowed to retweet it because you were not there and you didn't show support. So Crystal Ball shouldn't be talking about it because she didn't show support. So AOC's not claiming that she has something to do with it. AOC is not claiming. All she's just saying is she just there. She put her
retweeted and did a thumbs up.
All she said was like, put her. No, well, hold on. She's not taking credit for this. And she put, you
just said that.
What?
She didn't take credit.
No, I'm just saying she's not.
AOC
so when
didn't take credit for this win.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's not taking credit for it. So what? So she can't put her arms up, congratulating them and saying, congratulations.
No, we need that support 11 months ago, like Chris Moore said.
So what was the support? What do you want?
That's my question. What was she supposed to do? A retweet. That's what you wanted.
A retweet.
She hasn't been grilling Amazon this whole time.
Chris Moore's. I'm talking about Chris Moore. I'm talking about Staten Island, unionization. I'm not talking about overall. Because I will give her credit for what we talked about earlier about what Amazon wanted to come to New York City, and she fought and tried to get them to have to pay their taxes. I give her credit for that. I'm a nuanced guy.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
The first union in America to have Amazon unionized. That's what I'm talking about. This.
So let me ask you a question, Kay. So if this Amazon location unionizes, but if she stays silent, you don't think that's also going to get people to complain something to complain about?
At this point, she might as well. She might as well. She didn't say anything for 11 months.
But she's been fighting Amazon every single day.
She hasn't talked about the Amazon unions at all in none of her IG stories, her lives.
Staten Island, Chris Smalls. Okay, let me give you another story that I heard him say. I don't have the video queued. Hold on, Carlito. Hold on. I don't have the video queued, and then I'm going to go to you, Carlito. Basically, he gave a story that he went to AOC on the Capitol steps. They were trying to protest to get the moratorium, the moratorium. Yeah, thank you so much. And basically, he talked to her and said, "Hey, this is what's going on in Staten Island. I would love for your support." She said, "Yeah, this is awesome. I would love to come and support you. I'm gonna come support you." From then on, he got the ghost. He tried to contact her staff, tried to reach out to her. Nothing. Crickets. Go ahead, Carlito.
All right. So the question is, should she have done more, or could she have done more? The answer is yes, she could have.
Agreed.
Okay, so there's no question there. Smalls has to beef, legit, because she didn't go to the thing that he wanted her to go. Now, on her side, she said that there was a scheduling and a safety concern, and that's why they couldn't do it. Okay. Now, if you are expecting the politician to go to every single event for every single thing, that's impossible. Okay, that's impossible. Now, you could say, she could have been here. She could have done more. That's a fact. Everybody could do more.
We could have tweeted it.
That's it. But Crystal Ball coming in here like, you can't say congratulations. That's just clickbait right there.
That's just fake.
Okay, can I retort?
Good.
According to Chris, because I don't know AOC's side of the story, he went and asked her. She could have said, "Hey, right now I got a security risk," or "Right now I'm
That's
so
what
busy."
they said.
But hold on. But
what does that have anything to do with Crystal? Wait, okay. All you're doing is hold on. All you're doing is sitting on AOC. What does that have anything? What does Crystal Ball have anything to do? Where does she have? You're not really defending Crystal Ball in any way. This isn't really. You know what I mean? You're not. This is supposed to be a no-cow zone between AOC and Crystal Ball, right? We know AOC could have done more. That's already been established.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Crystal Ball is trash by sending her tweet at all. How are you defending her trash actions?
No, I'm agreeing with Crystal Ball.
You're agreeing with her, but
that she could have done more. That's where I come in.
What did Crystal Ball do?
We all agree she could have done more.
What did Crystal Ball do?
Okay, obviously you guys don't know what Crystal Ball did,
which means she did nothing.
Hold on. She had Chris Smalls on Crystal Collin Friends, which is a big deal. They have a huge subscription. Between the two of them, they have over 1 million.
Because you have done more.
You have done more. Hold on. If you're gonna let me talk, if you're gonna ask me a question, let me finish.
Reclaiming my time.
The two of them, they have over 1 million subscribers. They have their podcast. Crystal is a big union person, so on Breaking Point, she always covers the labor unions, like including Chris Smalls. And she was doing way more than AOC because over the past 11 months, her and Sager have been interviewing Chris Smalls. So yes,
what the hell? She has been doing more than AOC. Are you serious?
On Chris Smalls on this topic.
Wow. Or she have, on this topic, not even. Maybe more for Smalls personally. Maybe she's done more for Smalls personally.
She's interviewing Chris Smalls. Let's focus, guys. Focus.
Hold on. Yeah, but for Smalls personally, not necessarily for the union movement in general, or for even that location. Or even that
the union president.
Let's keep everything in perspective.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's keep everything in perspective. Hang on a second.
If I didn't know about it, she didn't do her job. Crystal Ball.
Crystal Ball.
That was a horrible statement because you're under a rock half the time. Anyway, go ahead.
Am I not on social media?
Can we let Big Pun speak, please?
Real quick, I'm going to make a couple points real quick. Listen, we all agree that she could have done a better job, especially if she told him to his face, I got you, right? That's number one. Number two, he brings up a very good point. It's messed up of even AOC to answer Crystal Ball, right? To get into this thing where you don't have time. You have other stuff to do. And maybe at the time that she agreed to go, it was okay and she was down with it. And then it became a security concern, and then she couldn't be down with it. And by the way, she's not the only politician that ghosts people that tells people in the constituency or outside of the constituency, I got you. It's gonna happen. And it's conflicts in the whole thing. But the one thing you gotta the one thing with AOC that I didn't like was that she pulls out the whole thing with like, well, it's not in my district. No, boo, that's not the way it works.
Well, that's not
the way it works. And she got baited into that.
Well, she said that because Crystal Ball said constituents.
She got baited into that. But she got baited in that position because of Crystal Ball. You shouldn't be.
You got baited.
You shouldn't be in the.
She was correct, but
why are you answering Crystal Ball on Twitter, yo? Why are you doing this?
The thing AOC did wrong was she got baited, but Crystal Ball said you don't support your constituents, and that's why AOC replied to that, saying like they technically,
Again, you don't have to. I'm AOC. I don't have to reply to anybody.
She got baited into it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's my point. It's like, especially Crystal Ball, I should be answering Chris. I should be like, yo, my bad. I couldn't make it. I know I told you I had my back. I tell you I had your back, but power to the people. Sorry I couldn't make it and whatever. That's what you should have done.
We're allegedly not saying that they never had that conversation.
No, because what I read.
Right.
From what I read, not AOC herself, somebody told Chris Smalls that there was a conflict and she wasn't going to go.
See, so that's another thing. There's excuses all over the place. First,
that's not an excuse necessarily.
Hold on. I heard security reasons. And matter of fact, that's what
I heard
said
both.
In the tweet. AOC herself said both. Like, come on, guys.
But wait. But you guys making it sound like, and this is even like I think Chris Small was like, well, she can't celebrate this victory. She didn't do anything, No, but she's not going out there and say, I helped do this. She would just give power to that. That's what she's happy. In a tweet. Not once I heard her say,
she didn't take credit.
I did this. This was because of me. I took it. Nothing. So what? She's not allowed just because she didn't show up to the protest. She's not allowed to congratulate them or saying like power to them. Is that what we're saying?
She can't put up a tweet with 2 emojis of a strong arm. That's what she's not allowed to do that because she wasn't out there with Chris Smalls every single day.
Nobody's defending her. Nobody's saying that she could have definitely done more. But
I needed a tweet 11 months ago.
This is fabricated news. This is all for clicks. This is all for Crystal Ball to
just like
increase her dollars. That's all it is.
I got news for you, Case. If this would have failed, Crystal Ball would have got on it too. You know what I'm saying? It would have been like, well, it failed because you didn't do what you should have done. Either way, Crystal Ball was going to get on it and try to get her minutes too.
Bait.
I would agree.
Bait, bro.
Well, you guys
I don't know if she would have did that or not, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
Oh, yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
You guys see...
We need to hold our politicians accountable.
But do you guys see... No.
You know what? You know what's going to happen, John?
Why are you calling
next
out?
time? Because of this, because Crystal Ball sent out that tweet.
Crystal Ball is like Kyle. She's
on
useless.
MSNBC
Crystal Ball and Kyle are useless. They're both useless. That's why they're good for each other.
He's going to send out a tweet, and she's going to support.
Or maybe next time she's not going to reply to Crystal Ball and be done.
What's going to happen is what Fox News did. Fox News went and decided to say AOC get called out by this progressive establishment media or something. So Fox News is going to run with it, and there's nothing there.
Everybody.
That's exactly my point. Number one, this is fabricated news. Number two, Case, how is this helping anything? How is Crystal Ball's tweet helping anything?
Like I just said, it's calling her out.
And what is that helping? What is that helping?
Didn't say anything for the past 11 months.
Okay, and what is that helping?
In the future, she's going to be on the board. Matter of fact,
in the past, hold on, Case, tweets. There are very few politicians in the entire country that are more vocal about Amazon than AOC. Maybe Bernie. That's it. So you're talking about
she for the last 11 months. Where was she?
So she has never tweeted about Amazon in the last 11 months.
My point. This tweet
Chris
from Crystal Ball
himself
did
has said
absolutely
that
nothing.
she has been absent in the fight.
So let's just say
nothing.
She's not allowed to congratulate them. So let's answer this question for me real quick, and now we'll shut up. So she's not allowed to congratulate them.
We need that tweet over the past 11 months.
How are you going to tweet congratulations before it happens?
It's a yes or no.
Actually, going to tweet congratulations.
Where's my clown meme? Where's my clown meme?
He needs a tweet.
So had she been there? Because she was not around for 11 months, she should have not congratulated them and said anything to them at all. She just should have. So her mistake was to congratulate them.
We need to hold. I'm for the person.
Answer my question, please. I'm trying to understand your question because you're trying to talk about Crystal Ball this, Crystal Ball that.
Yeah. Okay.
So AOC, because in your eyes and in Crystal Ball eyes, right? So in the both, so she's not allowed to congratulate them on their win because she didn't say anything for the past 11 months. Is that what you're saying?
Allegedly.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to get heat. You're going to get heat.
No, but when you have
it's yes or no case. It's yes or no case.
Yes.
So listen. So the answer is you're either there and you could talk a lot, and if you're not there, then don't even congratulate, and then you're just as great a person.
Yo, the answer is we had Chris Smalls, and he told about the situation. I can understand if this was Ted Cruz. I don't have any expectations for Ted Cruz, right?
But Ted Cruz
where's Richie Torres? Where's the other one? How many?
We know who Richie Torres is.
No. So
we know who she is. Why you? He could be Ted Cruz in my mind. I don't give a crap about.
So why are we
held to higher standards?
But why are we equating AOC to Ted Cruz though? Even
progressives donate to AOC. People who are in
unions. Your bad takes today are so terrible that I can't even open up downloads.
Anybody in the chat?
Is my moment redeemed?
Agree with me? Press a 1. If you don't,
you got people. We got people on both sides of the argument.
You're gonna say,
but the argument still confuses me again. What are we arguing about here? Right?
We're not arguing
are you mad? Who are you mad at?
Well, let me tell you.
You're mad at AOC because she didn't tweet for 10 months. That's what you're mad at.
Allegedly.
About this situation.
Allegedly.
Chris, you know what? Like I said, if it was Ted Cruz, if it was Richie Torres, I can't get mad at it because I have no expectations for them. But because she went and talked to Chris Small talked to her. She said, I will support. She did not support. And then come in at the 11th hour to show congratulations.
So your anger
I need that support.
I didn't show up the way you thought I should have showed up. And at the end, I put up one of these.
The way you said you were going to show up.
But she said she wasn't going to make it.
She told him she told Chris Small something else.
No, but I told you
somebody
before,
told.
when you agree to do something at the beginning, and then later when it comes closer to the end, and you're like, "I'm sorry, I can't make it because of whatever security reasons." Didn't she give an excuse for not showing up?
No, that's not ghost. Ghost means you didn't say anything. That's
right. But who said security? Who was the security? Where did the security thing come from then?
That's
listen. Chris,
ever take it honestly.
Chris Small has the right to be upset, whatever he is, because
I agree.
Somebody said to him they didn't show up. Yes, he could say. Cristobal has no say in this. Cristobal can't come and say, like Chris Small said, well, AOC can't go and say take credit. Like she never did. Okay, get it. So are you saying next one they win again because if AOC doesn't say anything, don't tweet about it? Is that what you're saying?
If Chris Smalls sent.
So far, I'm winning. By the way, I got 1-1.
All right, stop. All right, you're whack. You're mad whack. So if Chris Smalls tweeted what Crystal tweeted, no contest. Like that's it. The conversation.
Correct. Because that's the thing. But again,
who cares about Crystal's nobody in this? She's a nobody in this. She's done nothing.
Let me tell you why Crystal Ball matters in this. Let me ask you guys by this one question. I'm going to show you why Crystal Ball matters in this.
Okay, go ahead.
How else are we going to hold our politicians, people who are in power, accountable? How do we do that?
But accountable to what? To showing up to an event?
To the people, the unions.
She was the one that prevented Amazon from even being in this.
So here's the deal.
I'm talking about Chris Smalls. Why are we bringing up something else?
Because you're talking about holding politicians accountable. She needs to give credit where credit is due. She was there. She was the only one fighting.
Holding politicians accountable about the. Let's stay focused. Let's stay focused.
But being 100% perfect all the time, like they can't ever not do anything not perfect.
Okay,
so this is my answer. And then I'll go to you, Big One. This is my answer. When we have people who are semi-empowered, Crystal Ball has a bigger audience than I do, right? She has, I think, over 1 million people probably on Twitter.
Right.
Breaking Points is over 750,000 subscribers. So she is a voice which AOC did feel compelled to answer back because she has that status. She wouldn't answer me back. Right, so that's why somebody like Crystal Ball has to call her out, and that's one of the ways that we call out politicians. Okay,
there was no point. Go ahead. There was no point.
Again, it's why are you going down into the mud with people? If you're gonna call somebody out and be like, "Hey, you weren't this and that." I'm a United States representative. It's not my district. I said I'd support the guy. No one has it. Where's the documentation that she show up on a certain day and she just decided not to go? She's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a thing where like she baited her, and then instead of even taking the high road on the tweet, she didn't. She had to get snarky. Well, maybe you should take a look at a map and find out. That's stupid. What are you doing? And that's why we're here. We're here because she answered somebody who came out at her over some stupidity. Stop. Don't even answer like that. And I don't even know if it's her. It could be her people. Who knows? But they take an opportunity to go ahead and be like, she's alive and she's really spicy, and that's it. And then everybody else wins except her. It's like, who cares? At the end of the day, guess what? Big victory for Chris and unions in New York, and big victory for everybody. Especially, I never thought you'd get this done in New York. So good stuff there. But come on, man, it's like now we're gonna be like, well, guess what? Yeah, maybe she should have been more supportive. Maybe more tweets. All right, maybe not showing up. Would you have been angry if she gave you the strong arm, but she just tweeted and didn't show up and didn't go to rallies? Because there's always going to be a point of contention. There's always going to be something you didn't do enough. There's always going to be that.
But, and if we were talking about like a vote on the floor, like, okay, fine. Like if we're talking about a bill that she voted on, okay, fine. Like hold her accountable. You're talking about holding her accountable. We're talking about holding her accountable to a congratulations tweet. Like, are we kidding ourselves right now? Like if she voted for like the Iron Dome, okay, fine. Let's hold her accountable to that.
I want to hold accountable.
Let's hold accountable the whole Democratic Party. The whole Democratic parties we just hold accountable.
Listen, for all the talk about uniting.
No, hold on, stay focused, John. Stay focused. I want to hold her accountable for
congratulating
not saying what you said you would do.
For congratulating.
You said that you're going to help because
Yeah, but what kind of help?
How dare she congratulate
What kind of help did she promise?
Listen, so I'm gonna wrap this up because we got to end the show. It's 9:15. But basically, we have another vote coming up. I don't know if it's a month or a week, but there's another one in New York, another Amazon warehouse. Let's see if AOC supports this one. We'll see what happens.
When you
She's
say
on
support,
deck.
what do you say support? What do you want support? What do you want her? What do you want her to do?
I just want her to say what she said she would do. That's all I care
about.
What she said she would do.
What does support do?
What did she say, Chris? What did she say, Chris?
She would go to help them.
She said she wasn't going.
So Case, you've never canceled anyone.
Carlito, why? Hold on, Bendo. This is months ago when the situation on the Capitol steps happened. So wait, Carlito, why are you saying she said she was going?
Because afterwards she said she or one of her representatives told Chris Small.
Just excuses later on. She usually said she would go.
No, before it happened, she said she wasn't going to go. She was not going to go. They told him he's not going to go, and he was mad. And he has every right to be upset if he wanted her support or for her backtracking. He could be upset for her backtracking, but she's not taking credit for anything. She told him she wasn't going. He could be mad for her not going, and that's always in his right. But you can't say that she said she was going and then didn't go, because she didn't.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what she did.
But because she said somebody told him that there was scheduling conflict and security concerns or whatever. So she wasn't going to go.
That's the excuse. That
came later on.
All right, we can wrap this. I think we're beating this dead horse at this point.
For the chat. Just real quick for the chat. There's clowns in the chat talking about where all AOC stands. Nobody here is an AOC stand. We call her out all the time. You are obviously brand new to this channel. We call her out all the time.
It's not a problem.
I'm in her district. I know, Corey, you're new to this channel. I'm in her district. We call her out all the time on this show. Yeah. You just happen to be new. And we're just happy to be defending her on one stupid tweet. That's all this is.
Dumb tweet.
Every other time she screws up, we call her out. Period.
Case is mad that he had to cancel. Like he never canceled.
You are the only one in the wrong side of the aisle today.
Yeah, because this is like trying to cancel AOC over something that is like ridiculous. Not like
trying to cancel AOC.
Over saying, not even saying thank you, over saying
congratulations.
Case on the very basic level, I agree she could have done more, and I agree that she should be held accountable. So I agree on both those points on your end. I agree. But on anything, accountability on anything. But in this instance, if we're going to hold her accountable and hold her feet to the fire, let's get her for some really like egregious stuff. But this is
I want to hold her to her word that she said she was support.
So Case, from this point on, whatever. You can never cancel on anyone. When you say you're going somewhere, when you're going somewhere,
on this.
When you're going somewhere, I expect you to be there.
She said she was going to be there. Then she didn't. She ghosted him.
Okay, I'm going to hold you accountable.
No, but that's not what I read. That is not what I read. That is not what I read.
She included a tweet. She could have tweeted out. Why do you need security to send a tweet? Why do you need security to send a tweet?
The day before the event, she canceled. The day before the event, she canceled. So the ghost to somebody's completely not
why you can't send support through a tweet?
No, it wasn't through a tweet. It was.
Why does this even matter this much? Like,
but it's not even doesn't matter.
This is where it breaks down. This is where it breaks down.
Listen, unless you can point me to something, as far as I know, she canceled before the event.
The day before. The day before.
Okay. So that's not the same as straight up ghosted. That's still disappointing.
Yes.
Smalls should still be upset about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's still kind of last minute. Okay, but it's not the same as just saying you're gonna be there and not show up at all.
And she could have sent a tweet at least, right?
Well, she told.
Oh okay, my God, yo! All right, can we wrap it up? Can we wrap it up? Can we wrap this up?
Case. If I was going to your house for a barbecue and I told you last minute I wasn't showing up, but then I put up a tweet. But then I'm in the chat going, man, that barbecue looks great. But like, well, don't even comment about the barbecue because you should have been here and you banged out the last minute. Come on, man. Is that what we're mad at right now?
As long as you tweet the day before,
you gotta tweet. You gotta tweet. That barbecue's gonna be fire. That barbecue gonna be fire. Tweet it.
Man,
this is the first time I'm going to agree with Izzy. It's time to wrap it up. All right.
That's for you.
You would.
For you. I'll listen to everybody else for the next half hour.
I mean, after.
That's why it's called No Cancel Zone for a reason, baby.
Yo, we want to do a No Cancel Zone on Crystal Ball.
Don't cancel case. Don't cancel case.
She is
No cancel case because I got the one. Only one person. Nobody put a 2 in the chat, so y'all get no love. All right, everybody, I'm going to go around the horn as we end the show. Much love to y'all. Carlito.
Yo, Crystal Ball is trash because she's always apologizing for Seeger and all the bull crap he does and he says.
Lord, that's a Lord. Big pun.
Be sure to cancel in advance, way in advance for Case, and
tweet about it. And
do not tweet ever about it again. But yeah, man. Listen, big victory. Big up to Chris out there in Staten Island, and that's awesome stuff.
Yeah, easy. John.
Well, what do you want me to say? Crystal is useless, just like Kyle.
What you said?
Wow.
Wait, what John said?
Crystal's useless, just like Kyle. That's what he said.
Oh, Lord. Then no.
We have a 2 in the chat, so we're even though if you take those measures. But we're right. You're right.
By those metrics.
John. John.
We won.
All right, y'all.
Now you're
that
canceled,
was fun.
Case.
Even though I know that some people, Izzy's really mad. Carlito's mad.
I'm not mad. I'm like married. Yo, this is like
Mia put a 2 also. Oh shoot, Mia. I lost Mia. Go ahead. I had so much fun, even though you got
Mia from Paris.
But, from Paris.
Wow.
Much love, y'all. So we're gonna be back at it again. Hopefully, the next No Cow Zone could be as spirited as this one. Man, I had fun.
No doubt.
And we'll see. We'll see how productive we can be. But most importantly, all I care about is not idolizing AOC, which, as he said, we do not do on this channel. We hold her as accountable, and there's different nuanced takes, as you can see. Everybody here, especially me, I'm the one. I think I was the only person on Crystal Ball's side on the whole thing.
Yeah,
you were clear enough.
So I hope that Corey, I think it was Corey, can't say everybody's for AOC over here.
Listen, everybody here is on Chris Moll's side, but you're the only one crazy enough to be on Crystal Ball's side.
And everybody here agreed that AOC could have handled it better. She could have done more. She could have been whatever.
Okay, good. That's all I want to hear.
That doesn't mean that she couldn't say in a tweet to congratulate them. That's all we say. So at the end of the day, we know AOC. Hold on. I just
the new vote. Hold on, John. With the new vote coming up, she better support that, right? Everybody here says AOC.
What do you mean? What is support for you? What is support?
What does that mean?
Anything. I'll take anything. A tweet.
Let's not go right back down that road.
Oh, now she's allowed to tweet about it. Now
listen. No, hold up. Listen. Let me. I'll predict this. If she does tweet, they're gonna go after her for saying, "Oh, now you want to be down." That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
That's what I said.
Yo,
it doesn't
play the music.
It's a no-win situation. All right.
This guy's
much love to everybody. This is. I hope this is not the last time Big Pun comes on the channel.
Oh no! I gotta come back after this.
Yeah, we gotta come back, baby.
I gotta come back.
All right, y'all. Everybody, we miss Gabe. I miss Gabe. I wonder what his take would have been on this. I gotta
bring him on.
All right, y'all.
Who's Gabe?
Much love, everybody. 924. Have a good one. Adios.